Chapter 7. A Prodigious Mind. Mimi was now 5 years old. She still did not talk much, but she would use words to communicate her intentions, particularly when she wanted something. Sometimes she would just point at an object and then look at Tuta or Afnu, expecting them to pronounce the name of it. If they couldn't work out what she wanted, she would utter the first bit of the word in a faint voice. "What is it, Mimi?" "What are you pointing at?" Tuta would ask. "Bee," Mimi would say. "Beetle," Tuta would reply. If they guessed correctly, Mimi would clap her hands and exclaim, "Well done!" She often used this phrase instead of yes. Sometimes she would also say "Yay!" and clap her hands. Mimi had several areas of interest, one of which was counting. She counted the leaves on the trees, the seashells on the beach, and even the stars in the sky. While most koalas love to sleep for long hours, Mimi would count. The first thing she would do in the morning when she woke up was pull Tuta's eyelids apart and say, "Numbers!" Tuta would say with a yawn, 5 plus 5. 10, Mimi would reply. 22 plus 22. 44. 150 plus 150. 300. This would go on for hours. When Tuta would want Mimi to stop, she would say, "Numbers completed today." If Mimi did not want to stop, she would smile and say, "More numbers today?" Then finish. Tuta couldn't possibly say no. Mimi was too charming for anyone to resist. Sometimes, when Tuta asked a difficult question, Mimi would pause for a while and then say, "Mummy's turn," meaning Tuta should give the answer. While most Joeys at her age could just about count to 10, Mimi could count to 1,000,000 and beyond. She could also add, subtract, multiply, and divide. Another activity Mimi loved was singing. Although no one knew what she was singing, as the tunes and lyrics were always unfamiliar. Asta da teto, tita tita tito, asta da teto, tita tita tito, ya ito. It seemed like she would go on forever. Her repetitive singing could sometimes be frustrating, but Tuta and Afnu put up with it because they would always know where she was. Mimi was highly intelligent. She spent a lot of time observing and studying. She regularly visited H.M. Maria and perused its book collection. She would often grab a book, crawl into one of the corners of the ship and read. Mimi also loved to collect pearls. She would wait for the tide to go out and then search the ground for mollusks. Once she found them, she would open the shells and extract the pearls. She would then hold them up and stare at them for hours. Their shimmer fascinated her. To Mimi, knowledge was like pearls. She loved harnessing knowledge just as she loved accumulating pearls. Mimi also liked to problem solve. One of her favorite activities was figuring out how to access something that seemed to be inaccessible. It could be a box, a seashell, or a locked door on the ship. While other animals visited the deck, Mimi was more interested in studying the locks, figuring out a way to open them.